Have you heard the news? Greenland lost 12.5 billion tons of ice on one August day this year. Wow. Doesn't that make you think of two things? One, is this one of the fake news fearmongers trying to stuff this into our brains? Two, I will believe it when I see it with my own two eyes. Honestly, it is hard to believe this news. Do you know how much ice is in 12.5 billion tons? Ooh. It is not an easy math solution. But this is what I found. It will take 6.186 exaliters of water to raise the water level of the world by 1 inch. That is 18 zeros. So I breathed a big sigh of relief. There are only 9 zeros after 12.5. Plus 1 kilogram is 2.205 pounds. That means no big deal, right? Well, not really, for two reasons. One, Greenland lost 197 billion tons of ice in July 2019, but 12.5 billion tons just on August the 2nd. So melting seems to be speeding up right in front of our eyes. President Trump has on multiple occasions shown his interest in acquiring Greenland. Why would this genius real estate developer want such a cold place? Well, maybe he knows it won't be a cold place in the near future. I read a lot. Please don't be offended. It is not that I don't trust you. It is just I don't know who to trust. Is global warming really as bad as it sounds? I don't know. Many scientists say yes, but they also have said it is not the CO2 emissions. Earth is going through this natural cycle of being warmed up, just like it would periodically go through ice ages. And just like ladies, they may be hot one day, or cool the other. But face it, she's all you got. But since the Mother Earth is all we got, we can't let anything happen to her. I mean, even if cutting CO2 levels won't help, it probably at least won't hurt, right? But what if global warming is just fake news? Well, like I said, seeing is believing, especially in today's fake news flooded web. But going to Greenland would be way out of my budget. As an alternative, I decided to go to Alaska instead. I did my research. Greenland is only half a Texas bigger than Alaska. And I can conduct my research through taking some 80% off cruise. Well, I have to admit it is not the same as visiting Greenland. But if scientists can use monkeys for experimental drugs, why can't I conduct global warming research in Alaska? So early August, our team packed our bags with our cell phones. A state-of-the-art camera would be ideal, but it won't fit into the free-of-charge carry-on bags allowed by our cheap tickets. So, we have to reduce our equipment standards to fit our cruise into our micro-sized wallets. The first 4 days were wonderful. Alaska just had its hottest May, followed by its hottest June, and then by its hottest July. And South Alaska is green as ever before. But the Mendenhall Glacier in Juneau seemed much smaller. But since our team only saw it from a distance, we thought we just failed to recall the details. Hey, it has been over 3 years since our last visit. But the visit to the Glacier Bay woke us all up. I got an email sent from the cruise's expensive internet. Compare that with the pictures taken 3 years ago. Man, it could not have been the same glacier. The once huge Johns Hopkins Glacier that roamed like a bear on our last visit retreated far, far back. All we saw was darkened cliff, carved by the once powerful glacier. As we moved further north the following day, we did see some glaciers as we remembered, but we don't know if they will still be there on our next visit. Then we embarked on the land portion of our tour. We saw bears right next to the road, moose so close we could take headshots even with our cell phones. And it was fun. With California-like sunny weather, we decided to check out the famous Alaska-bound salmon rushing back to lay eggs. And they did not disappoint us, jumping in groups to their homelands so their offsprings can start another circle of life. However, the news that greeted us at our hotel was CNN's reporting of salmon's mass deaths under the hot Alaskan sun. Watching the news was like adding a 1,000-pound weight into our backpacks. Salmons do not come to Alaska to enjoy holidays like us. They come to lay eggs and then die to continue the circle of life. But now, will there be salmon next year? Based on my calculations, it will take about 300,000 years of continuing ice melting to raise the sea level enough to threaten us. But I forgot Greenland was not the only icebox on the Earth. Antarctica, Alaska, Russia, Tibet are all losing their cool. And the animals. Animals will die when their ecosystems change, not when the ecosystems are gone. Our trip ended in Fairbanks, a beautiful city with unbelievably beautiful scenery and warm people. We had an amazing river cruise, wonderful in every way, but we can't help but notice how high the waterline was. Then walking in Fairbanks, I saw walkways submerged underwater. I know Alaskans are tough, but how can they not panic when the water has risen so much and so close to homes? They say there are dams and the rain most likely won't come back much. Thanks for my concern, but there is nothing they can't handle. I know they are used to salmon and reindeer chili, but were they also fed fake news?